Hi everyone, thanks for joining me for Coffee and Card at Home. So we have had our Zoom session this morning, which was our first session of a new month using the Sweet Strawberry, which is the stamp set, and then the punch, which goes with that to punch out the strawberry and the leaves and flowers and things. And these are the cards that we've made this morning. So it's a really quick, simple card to make. We had loads of time spare this morning, which was quite nice. So I'm going to show you how to get started. So I'm just going to pop those to the side, and we'll come back to those later on. So to start with, you're going to need a red card base. So this is C6 size, which is half of an A4 sheet. And then scored at 10.5 centimetres. I'm just going to burnish that fold on that. And then we are going to take the strawberry outline stamp, which is this one here, which is just the outline. And we're going to use the same colour ink on the same colour card, so tone on tone stamping. So I've got real red card, and I've got real red ink, and I'm just going to stamp my strawberry all over my card, going off the edges as well, turning my stamp different ways. You can even turn it upside down if you want to, but this is just going to give us a little bit of visual interest on the background of the card. Okay. So that's the first very quick bit done. I'm going to put that to the side. Whilst we've got our red ink out, we're going to take our rectangle. I'm just going to double check the measurements for you. So it is 7 centimetres by 9.5 centimetres. We're just going to pop our sentiment on there with the red again. And I'm using Thank You. And on my other ones, I've gone for the sentiment at the bottom. I think what I might do on this one is I might go for it at the top. So I'm just using my grid lines there just to help me to line it up. And then we can pop that to the side as well for a minute. Then still using my red, I'm now going to stamp some of my strawberries. So I'm going to go back to using my outline stamp again, and I'm going to go with 3 strawberries. Let's make sure that you can see that. And then we're going to take the stamp which applies the colour, and I'm going to stamp one of them straight on as it comes with the ink, so that's first generation, and then the other 2 we're going to stamp off first and then ink up, so that's second generation stamping. It just gives us a little bit of a different colour there. Then we're done now with our red ink, so we're going to put that away. I've got my green, which is Mossy Meadow. And I'm going to use the 2 stamps now that are for the tops of the strawberry. So you can see this one is our outline. This one is the one to colour it in. I'm just going to stamp 3 of those. And then I'm going to do exactly the same as I did before. I'm going to do 1 in first generation ink, so our full strength ink, and then the other 2 I'm going to stamp off to make them a little bit lighter. And then that is all of our stamping done. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to use our punch to cut these out. Because this is what we call a builder punch, quite often you can end up having other bits cut out when you're punching bits out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually cut all of these out and put them in the punch separately, so that I don't end up accidentally chopping any bits apart that I don't want. So just going to do that with the strawberries and with the leaves. So because it's a little bit fiddly to put them into the punch, I'm going to use a post-it note just to help me to hold it in there. So you can see then that I've got a little bit of something to hold on to as I'm punching out. Punches are so strong. I've got a little bit of sticky bit still there, so I can reuse that bit. You can see obviously it ends up being that some of this gets punched out, which is why you don't want to just sort of stamp a whole row and then suddenly realise that you're going to be cutting into what you've just done. So that's why cutting each one individually is a good idea first. So let's grab another post-it note. I've got this one to do. So that's my 3 strawberries done. And then I'm just going to do my leaves. So I'm just going to see whether I've got enough to be able to hold on to this. I haven't, so just use the post-it note again just to help me to put that in. So this is probably the most time consuming part of the whole thing, really, because obviously you've got 3 leaves to cut out and 3 strawberries to cut out. You could, if you wanted to, just quickly cut them out with scissors. It's not a very complicated image to do that. If you felt like you wanted to do that, it's quite a reasonable one for fussy cutting. But as I have the punch, I'm going to make sure that I use it. I'll just get all my bits of rubbish out of the way. So now we're going to start to build up our card. So I'm going to bring back my card base, and then this really is up to you to decide where you want yours to go. So on my other 2, this one I put my rectangle up in the top right hand corner. This one I went with the bottom right hand corner. It's entirely up to you. I think what I might do on this one is I might actually turn it landscape and see what it looks like going this way. Yeah, I think I will go for that. I'll go for a slightly different image. I might go on this side actually, because there's slightly more strawberries stamped on that one. So the rectangle really can go wherever you want it to. You could have it centrally on the card or to one side. So of course, depending on where you place that, you're going to get a different looking card. And like I did with the sentiment as well, depending on where you place the sentiment is also going to give you a very different looking card. So I'm going to take my strawberry that was stamped in the first generation ink first of all, and I'm just going to glue that one on. That one is going to be my centre strawberry. I'm going to pop it there so that I can actually have it overlapping slightly to one side there. And then I'm going to take my darkest leaf as well and just glue that on. So a tiny bit of Tombow, you don't need very much. And then just pop that on the top of the strawberry there. Then the other two lighter strawberries, I'm going to mount those on with the dimensionals. So just a couple on there. And I'm going to have one down there, I think. And then one overlapping onto the background as well. And then finally we're going to take our little leaf tops and we're just going to stick those on. So you don't really need a dimensional for those because they will be fine. Just get my post-it note off that one. There we go. Then the only thing left to do is I just used a few sort of gold, but they're not bright gold, gemstones, sticking with the odd number because odd numbers always work well. So I'm going to go with 3 on here, and then I didn't do it on my one that I did portrait, but because I've gone landscape, I think I'm just going to put a couple on here on the background. It's for a bit of continuity. So let's just bring all of those back in. So I've got my landscape one there, and then you can see I've got my portrait ones as well. So just a quick recap. The stamp set that we've used is the new one for this month, Sweet Strawberry, and that coordinates with the Strawberry Builder Punch. Our inks that we've used are Real Red and Mossy Meadow, and we have done our stamping with those colours on the background and for the sentiment and for the strawberries. And then we've just used a few gold rhinestones just to finish it off. And then just to, as a quick reminder, the card base was Real Red in C6 size, and then a small rectangle of basic white or shimmery white, I think I've used in this case, to put your strawberries on top of. So a nice quick card that you could probably get quite a few done. Great as a thank you card, but equally as a birthday would work well as a children's card as well. So if there's anything you need any help with, please feel free to drop me a message. You can contact me through my Facebook page or through YouTube. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And if you'd like to order any of the things that I've used in the video, then once again, please drop me a message and I can sort out an order for you. All of the things that I've used and the measurements of the card will be in the comments on the YouTube video as well, so you can check that if you want to have a go at making it yourself. If you do make some yourself, I'd love to see your creations, so you can join my Facebook group, which is called Claire's Creative Collective, and you can post things that you've made in there, and it's a lovely supportive group. People love seeing what everybody's been up to and commenting, so that would be really lovely if you did want to do that as well. So a nice short video for our first one for the new year. A couple of the other ones in the month will be a little bit more time consuming, let's say. We've got a bit of colouring in to do and things like that, and watercolouring, which will be nice. And I will see you next week for week 2. Have a good week. Take care. Bye.